Sagittarius! Welcome to Starchaeology Tarot. I am Desi. I will be your Starchaeologist for this June tarot reading, which I am privileged and honored to deliver to you straight from Spirit. This is the message that I hope will resonate with you most, to align you with your highest self, your highest path, your highest good. Thank you so much for being here. I love you for being here, and it means so much to me. This channel is just a baby channel, and everyone who is watching, who is commenting, liking, sharing, my heart explodes every time one of those things happens. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to take a moment and tune in with Spirit. I am so excited to see what is in store for June for you. Please take a moment too, if you'd like, while I shuffle, to set intentions for what it is your heart wants to know, what it is that you are seeking answers on, clarity on. I hope that this reading will deliver to you that. This is good for Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus. I also encourage you to watch those placements for you. I've got all 12 signs up for June, and yeah, so do that. Okay, we gotta get into this, guys. Let's go. Sagittarius, what a month we have in store for you. When I say we, I mean everything, the universe, all that there is, which we are all a part of. There is something that you have really been holding on to. The month starts with the Four of Pentacles paired with the Seven of Cups. Can you see that? I hope you can. It's getting dark in here. So this Four of Pentacles, you're clutching onto certain material or financial security blankets in a desperate attempt to feel safe. Amidst a lot of emotional confusion. There's a lot of uncertainty going on for you right now, and you feel like you can't really trust your feelings because these cups are filled with dreams, and they're also filled with fears. And it's hard to distinguish, okay, what is going to be in this cup? Is this a fear? Is this a nightmare? There's a difference between appearances and reality. And sometimes how we visualize something isn't actually what the reality would be. And so knowing this, being aware of the difference between how things look in our mind's eye and how things look in front of our actual eyes, is causing real chaos and confusion for you. It's causing you to clutch onto certain things all the more vigorously. I think also being paired with these choices, these two cards being paired together, the chaos and confusion of the Seven of Cups plus the Four of Pentacles, I think there's even some of you who are a bit, in a weird way, there's so much uncertainty for you right now that what you have latched onto, become used to, is the uncertainty itself. So there is an element of clutching on to being confused, clutching on to having too many choices, being in the mindset and the heart set, the mind space, the heart space of having too many choices, too many options. Oh, I'm so confused. I can't decide anything. And actually being attached to that, worrying about that the worry over that is causing it's like a bad attempt at controlling the situation, worrying about it, thinking about all the options, thinking about all of the different ways that this could go, and feeling confused. The more you think about those things, the more you get confused over those things, is like your mind's attempt at feeling control over the situation. Well, if I think about this enough, if I get confused about this enough, I'll feel a little bit more control. Like I'm doing a job here that is important. And that attempt at control is an attempt at security, at feeling safe, feeling stable. So you are really holding on tightly, I think, not only to things that have maybe made you feel safe in the past, or things that are within your control. I have this one coin, I'm going to hold on to it so tightly. But also trying to clutch and tightly hold these things that are so clearly not things that you can control, but you're attached to even the state of uncertainty itself. The state of being confused has become habitual, and you're holding on to that. You're holding on to the state of worrying over the confusion. It's like, oh well, if I worry about this enough, I'm getting safety from that. I also see a lot of worry with money with this card. I think a lot of you are really worried about money right now, and that's largely where this confusion is coming from. It's hard to look at emotional options, really ask ourselves the question of what will fill my cup right now if there's worry about money in the background. If the worry about how am I going to meet my most basic needs is always in the back of our minds, because we can't really then see and accurately assess matters of the heart when that earthly worry about money is clouding our minds. We'll always make choices based from the fear of not having enough money, not from the place of what is going to fill my cup, what is going to fulfill my heart. So seeing these different options of like, well, what is it that my heart wants right now? But then seeing all of that through the lens of I'm worried about my basic needs being met right now, is making it impossible for you to make emotional decisions. It's impossible for you to follow your heart right now, because you can't really accurately assess what is in your heart. It's making everything look cloudy. It's making these cups that are appearing before you, you can't distinguish what is reality and what is fantasy in these cups. It's like looking at a buffet and being starving. We don't actually then make good decisions. Oh, that's something that I actually really want. That's something that it would be really good for my body right now. We're too hungry. We're too clouded by this desperate need to ever make a decision that doesn't come from desperate need, but comes rather from real desire, which is different. And that's really what's happening right now with you emotionally. And how that real emotional chaos and confusion is kind of creating this miser mentality of just holding on so tightly to anything for the sake of feeling secure. Sorry, I'm tuning it. I'm getting a download here. I'm also hearing that for some of you, there are security blankets, things you are holding on to that you truly believe make you safe, make you feel stable, make you feel secure. And maybe they are things that made you feel safe and secure in the past. So you're applying that logic to the present moment without recognizing that things change constantly. And what served us once doesn't necessarily serve us now. Regardless, you're holding on to these things. And it's the very holding on to those things that you believe is bringing you stability that is actually keeping you in a state of such need, in that miser state of I gotta hold on to this so tightly, that's also blocking the way that you listen to your heart. That is also a blockage in you evaluating the cups in front of you and or the things in front of you, and seeing how those different things will fill your personal cup, will fulfill your heart. We cannot really listen to our hearts. Yeah, we can't listen to desire, really, when there is need. Those are such opposing things. Need will always win over desire. Need will always beat desire. And there is something about your basic needs that you believe, and I think the key word is believe. It's not necessarily true, but that you believe is being threatened in your basic needs being met. You believe it's being threatened. And that is causing you to hold on so tightly to things that are not necessarily serving you right now. In fact, they could be adding to the chaos and confusion, but they also could actually could be an attachment to the chaos and confusion itself. And that is a real blockage, because connecting to your heart helps you make decisions. The problem is, I don't think that with this need here, you are really going to be able to connect to your heart. So your mind is what needs to rise above this. In the action and advice position, what you need to take here, we've got the Queen of Swords plus the Knight of Swords. So swift action is required for you to take your throne. It's time for you to burst onto the scene here. Burst into this position. You're here in what you believe is a throne. You have these things that make you feel powerful, make you feel safe. It could be a false sense of power, a false sense of safety. But you need to kind of rush the scene here and see it for what it is. That is what you're sitting on, is not a throne. This is a throne. This is a throne. Having confidence and being brutally honest with yourself. Not really batting an eye at any of these things that are misleading you, at this chaos and confusion. Kind of saying, okay, heart, take a break from this. I'll figure this out. Because you're too emotional. The emotional need, emotional desire is way too murky. It's created such cloudy water. It's hard to see anything. So it's kind of saying, give your heart a break and think about this as grounded and logically as you can. This is asking you to, well, wow, I think for some of you, this is an urgent call. An urgent call to kind of be the queen and overconfidently, like, rush in and be the queen. You have everything you need to take this, to take really swift, sudden action right now. And think through this. Seeing the entire situation for what it is. The Knight of Swords is like being on a mission for truth. The thing is that the Knight of Swords often lacks compassion. It's really about being so self-assured in intelligence and opinions, but like lacking in compassion and heart. But being paired with the Queen of Swords, which is fully not lacking at all in compassion and heart, but being, this is an aspect card. This is the mind aspect card of the Empress. So still being fully in touch with feminine energy. Kind of letting your intuition and your logic work together, work harmoniously. They can work together. Intelligence, there's many different levels of intelligence, and your intuition as well as your intellect both play a part in that intelligence. So don't prioritize one or the other. But then having this overconfidence of the Knight, this is a perfect balance of thinking through this. It's almost like you're just being called to really face yourself and be like, I can't think about this from an emotional place anymore. I can't think about this anymore with my heart. I have to think about this as I have to look at my life like I'm a third party, unbiased observer. What logically makes sense for me right now? Is this thing really bringing me real security? Or am I holding on to this for no good reason? Am I really gaining security from this? Am I really gaining stability from this? Is there a part of me that is addicted to the state of uncertainty? To just being able to say, I don't know anything right now, I'm so overwhelmed? The state of just being like, I'm overwhelmed, I have so many choices. Are you perpetuating that state of confusion and uncertainty by constantly focusing on the fact that you are in it? This is requiring real, blunt, brutally honest perception of yourself. Brutally honest thought. But still being loving and understanding to yourself. Not sacrificing compassion for yourself in this. You do need to set your emotions aside and try to see things intelligently, just with clarity and honesty. But with a lot of love and compassion for yourself, true. But also true. True compassion. I also see this, while some of this, for some of you, this is you becoming this queen, this is you stepping into your throne here. I think for some of you, there is there is someone in your life, this queen figure is a feminine influence in your life, someone who is exactly as I am describing, brutally honest, someone who will tell it to you like it is, someone who is far enough, separate enough from you that they can see the situation, the entire situation for what it is, and not be emotionally swayed by anything. They're not seeing the things, all the emotional possibilities that you are seeing in your mind's eye, so they are not victim to the influence of those things. It might be a person for some of you who you can confide in, and they will be she or they, this is a feminine energy though, will be loving and compassionate towards you, but also tell it to you like it is. And if you know who that person is, run to them. Run to that person. Your quest is to find that person and connect with them. Your quest is to... You're not rushing to save them. You are rushing to them to save you. You are rushing to them to let them help you. Let them be the knight in shining armor that you need right now. And of course, like anything, no one ever saves another person. It is always a co-created event. You can't be saved unless you are also, your intention is also to save yourself. So I say that just for the sake of this knight metaphor, but know that if you really want to take yourself out of this state of uncertainty, this state of confusion, of emotional confusion, then that does mean being blunt with yourself, being honest with yourself, and that might mean getting help when you need it, when and if you need it. You might need help here. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why we're all here, to help each other. So let yourself be helped. Save yourself by letting yourself be saved. Connect with someone who has that logic if you don't. Or who can connect with that kind of logic, who can connect with that kind of grounded, logical perception of things if you feel like that is inaccessible to you right now in your own mind. Whether it's in someone else or it's in yourself, it doesn't matter. Ego aside, it doesn't matter. Both are equally powerful. Both are equally good. And if you feel you can do that for yourself, incredible. Then this is a lesson. This is a new you that you are growing into. This is a higher version of yourself that you are growing into. And if you need someone else to help you, great. You're also growing into a higher version of yourself. By simply admitting that you need that help. And taking ego out of it enough to say, help me. That's huge for so many people. If you are able to do this, Sagittarius, I mean, this is 10 of Swords. Love this card in this deck. Paired with the 3 of Cups. There is an ending waiting for you that will be worthy of celebration. An ending waiting for you that you will truly celebrate. It will be so, so good. It will be so good for you. And it's 3 of Cups. It's a 3. So numerology, 3 is the number of creation. It makes room to create something so much better than this. This 7 of Cups, so much emotional energy is spent in theory. This isn't practiced emotional energy. This isn't like the actual filling of your emotional cup. This is all theorizing about emotional fulfillment and what will fulfill you. It's thinking. It's trying to work through your feelings like they're a mathematical problem and feeling overwhelmed by it. It's not really listening to feelings and being able to distinguish, okay, this is like a real feeling I need to listen to, and this is a fear. This is real murky emotional water. You come out of this being so emotionally joyful and clear that you are able to create something new in your heart in place of that Seven of Cups. There is new space in you. You're not holding on so tightly to whatever was taking up that space before. There is now space in you to create something new, and it is worthy of celebration. It's also, this is Three of Cups, also has to do with real friendship and connection. I see some of you getting closer, if this Queen of Swords is another figure in your life, creating a really strong relationship with this Queen of Swords. This person who you turn to for advice. But this ending, I mean, it'd be different if I pulled this card in the Rider-Waite deck. The fact that I pulled this card in the Modern Witch deck, as you guys can see, she's holding a phone. I love this card so much. This kind of ending appears when we're still, it's an ending that we're still kind of in denial about. Like we got 10 swords in our back and we're still scrolling through Instagram, posting about how good our lives are. If you feel like even up until the very ending of this confusion, of this grappling for control, whatever this thing is that's ending, the ending of this maybe false security, false sense of control that you feel, don't deny it up until the very end. Other people can see you in pain. This Queen of Swords, if this is another person and not you, this person you can allow them to see your pain. You can let them in to acknowledge you, to bear witness to the ending of this thing that needs to die. This ending is growth. No growth happens without the ending of something. So having someone, especially friends, bear witness to that, that's the real stuff of creating real friendship. That is the stuff of real friendship. The people who witness us on the ground with 10 swords in our backs. Don't pretend everything is fine when it's not. Because that makes the pain of this ending, the pain of this growth, this growing pain, even more painful when you're also denying it as you're going through it. So don't do that. Don't fall victim to that. You're bigger than that. You're bigger than that, Sagittarius. You know better than that. Of course you know better than that. You are Queen of Swords here. You are getting that Queen of Swords clarity, that Queen of Swords perception, unflinching perception, connection and value, connection with and value for the truth. This is untrue. Letting something end and denying it up until the very end. Know that with this ending, a celebration is coming. This ending is good. And if you embrace the brief suffering of the ending, of something that probably was not even serving you to begin with, then the pain will end and you're going to come out much, much stronger having survived it. I'm hearing you will cheers to this ending. You will toast to this ending. You will toast to the swords in your back. Those swords are swords of clarity, swords of truth. They're the swords that you are seeking. This is the ending that you are chasing after. This is the ending of the quest. This ending is what awaits you at the end of this quest. The throne you're taking is like the Iron Throne with all those swords. Game of Thrones lovers. Guys, this is I can feel your confusion, the chaos of your confusion in this month. Do not be fooled by it. Do not be fooled by it, and don't feel like you have to fool anyone else about it. Power and clarity come with truth to everyone else and to yourself. Truth to yourself and truth towards others. When you live in that place of truth, that is when you take the throne. That is when you take authority over your own life. And that is real authority. That is not false authority. That is not a false sense of security. That is real control, real security, real stability. And that is worth celebrating. You come out of June so much stronger, so much stronger than you were when you go into it. If you are really able to attack this intellectually, to attack this mentally, to value the truth above all else, even if it's brutal to yourself. And I salute you for that. That is such an admirable quality. So whatever this ending is, don't deny it as it's happening. Post the truth about it. Sagittarius, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting me. Please like and subscribe and share if you like this video. And I am wishing you the most beautiful June of your whole life. I love you. Thank you.